Discipline.
Your mindset is everything. If you don't have a sharp mindset, nothing's going to happen for you. Your discipline, your motivation, nothing's going to work. So it all starts with the mind.
No matter whether the scale moves or not, still stay consistent, still stay the course.
For me, it was not having to be perfect and not let maybe a little slip up turn into two days of slip ups. And because, hey, I screwed up tomorrow, well, forget it. Might as well just screw up the rest of the week.
How important your daily habits are. You focus on your habits, not the goal.
Reframing the results of everything that happens to you. So not everything is negative. You have to look at the positive side of what's going on.
Well, my biggest thing is like Coach Jeremy said, it starts with mindset. You've got to have that solid mindset.
Solid. Okay, cool. So guys, I wanted to do a deep dive in today's presentation all about fat loss. But one thing when it comes to fat loss, and we're not talking about weight loss, because remember, you can cut out your carbohydrates, lose a bunch of water weight. You could not eat anything and do a whole bunch of cardio, lose a whole bunch of muscle. And just because the number on the scale is going down does not necessarily mean that's healthy. Fat loss is. Somebody could be at 200, let's just say 200 pounds, right? And they're at 30% body fat. They got the man boobs, they got the beer belly, they have high blood pressure, right? Lacking confidence, lacking energy. That another individual, right, could be at the same exact weight, 200 pounds, but at 15% body fat. Chiseled chest, six-pack abs, more energy, more confidence like no other. So once again, guys, the name of the game is always fat loss, but I want you guys to be focused in the right mindset when it comes to losing body fat because for starters, fat loss is not linear, right? I have said that plenty of times. I'm probably sounding like a broken record, but it's just the truth. We can't expect to lose body fat week after week. And during those weeks, when we feel like we tracked all our macros, when we feel like we did everything perfectly fine, we crushed our workouts, we got our steps in, we focused on getting plenty of sleep, and we start to either hit that stall or a little plateau, we get discouraged. And then the bad wolf starts barking, we go back to our old ways, right? And we fall off track. I don't want that to happen. So that's why I always say like losing body fat should be the goal. But with that being said, is on this journey of losing body fat, you're going to learn the most about you, especially inside the Heartletics coaching program, because it's a transformation program. It's your mind, it's your body, it's everything, okay? And you got to have the right mindset because that's what's going to help you out through those dark times when you feel like you're not progressing. And with that being said, here are 10, I like to say just the top 10 reasons why it's important to have a strong mindset on your fat loss journey. And then we're going to get into some really good tips here, guys, how you can actually improve on your mindset. So number one, consistency over motivation. Motivation fades. So you want to make sure to have a strong mindset because it's going to help you build discipline. It helps you stick to your plan even on the days when you don't feel like it. And I always say it like this, guys. Here in Cleveland, Ohio, if let's just say it's a snowy day, okay, waking up at 4 a.m., I need to brush the snow off my car just to make it to the gym. I'll never feel motivated to do that. And if I'm just looking for motivation as my fuel source, it's very easy for me to just want to sleep in and say, hey, I'm not going to work out today. But what typically happens, right, is we don't work out and then our nutrition goes to crap for that day. And then it's like the next day, hey, the snow didn't go away. So it makes it a lot easy for us to, once again, miss another workout, which leads to us doing bad on our nutrition. And just like James Clear talks about in his book, Atomic Habits, a habit missed once is a mistake, but a habit missed twice is the start of a new habit. So that's why it's so important to have the right mindset, right? To help you out with consistency, because that's what's going to build discipline. And that's what's going to help you brush off your snow, make it to the gym. Number two, better decision making. A strong mindset helps you pause, think, and choose long-term goals like fat loss over short-term pleasures like junk food. You guys heard me talk about earlier, one of the best questions that you can ask yourself before you're getting ready to eat your food, before you're getting ready to do a workout, or when life throws you a curveball or stress or injury, anything like that, just pause and just ask yourself, what would be the 2.0 version of myself, the one that already has the 10%, 15% body fat, whatever your goal is, what would that person do in this situation? And just think from their point of view. And if you can do that, it's going to help you out so much. And that's why it's so important to have a strong mindset. Number three, overcoming setbacks. And remember, you're always going to go through this. These are roadblocks in the journey. Coach Jason and myself, we actually did a presentation. It's on YouTube called the Fat Loss Roadmap. And with that, Jason talked about how he lost over 100 pounds. But during that transformation of losing over 100 pounds, he went through injuries, he went through hardships, he went through adversity. And once again, it's about reframing your mindset. So overcoming setbacks, it's the reality. You are going to face obstacles, plateaus, cravings, missed workouts. And, Brian Malcolm, I know you're on today's call, and that's why it's so important to work on having a strong mindset and reframing it from getting away from the all in, all out mentality, because that's going to hurt you. That's kind of like that ball and chain that keeps you locked into like that bad wolf, because the reality is everybody goes through obstacles. Everybody goes through setbacks, but having a strong mindset will help you bounce back instead of giving up. Number 4, staying focused on the goal. When life gets stressful, a strong mindset keeps your vision clear, so you don't lose focus on why you got started. So Phil, you mentioned earlier about how sometimes you're just eating and not even knowing why, right? It's just like sometimes you just have to reset, refocus, recalibrate, get right back into alignment with your goals, and then not just focusing on the goal. Like, hey, it feels great to lose body fat. It looks, feels good to get compliments and have more confidence, have more energy, and see the, body fat drop. But why is it so important? And when you have a strong why, that's once again the root system that's underneath the soil that nobody can see. Because if you just have this big tree, the trunks, the branches at the very top, like that's great, right? The branches at the very top, that's the goals. The trunks, that's the workouts, nutrition, that's our habits. But what's so important is, once again, why it's important. And that's the roots that's underneath. Because if you have this big tree with no roots, when a big snowstorm hits or a big windstorm hits, that tree's going to fall off. The goals are going to collapse. And it's, once again, so important for us to understand, why is it important for us to have success at reaching our goals? And when we have a strong why, it makes that journey a lot easier for us to stay focused and consistent. Number 5, build confidence, right? Each time you push through mental resilience, you gain confidence. The confidence makes you believe you can achieve your goals. Number 6, reducing emotional eating. With a strong mindset, you learn to manage stress, boredom, and emotions without turning without turning to food as a coping mechanism. Number 7, better habits equals better results. I'm a big fan of this. This is why our coaching program is essentially all about just helping you guys create better habits. And it says here, mindset helps you develop and stick with daily habits that compound over time, like tracking meals, getting plenty of steps in, and staying active. Number 8, improves self-control. Fat loss requires restraint, especially in social settings. A strong mindset trains your ability to say no when it matters the most. Number 9, mental toughness translates physically. And most of you guys know this. Like, when you push your mind, your body's going to follow in that direction as well. So it says here, if you push your mind to be stronger, your body follows. It allows you to train harder, stay consistent, and reach peak performance. And then lastly, number 10, fad diets and short-term plans, they fail. Without the mental strength to stay on course, mindset ensures this isn't just another failed attempt. It becomes part of your lifestyle. And that's why it's so important to focus on the long game, right? What is something long-term that you can focus on that's going to be sustainable? So I asked ChatGPT here, I said, what are now 10 ways to become stronger mentally so you can overcome challenges on your fat loss journey? Because once again, anybody can do anything when life is easy, when life is great. When you're not dealing with stress, it's so easy to stay focused. It's so easy to track your food, hit your goals, get your workout in. But the likelihood of us constantly feeling like that is slim to none. We're all going to go through adversity. We're all going to go through stress. And who knows, you might just wake up on the wrong side of the bed. And that happens, right? That happens to me personally, where you just don't feel like it. But you got to keep this in mind, guys. Successful people do what they have to do, whether they feel like it or not. And that's when consistency really starts to build up more discipline. So here are 10 ways to become stronger mentally to help you guys on your fat loss journey. Number 1, set clear, meaningful goals. You guys heard me talk about this earlier, just a second ago. What matters the most is the root system that's underneath the soil that you don't see. So don't just say, I want to lose weight. Know why it matters to you. Is it because of better health, more energy, setting an example for your kids. Purpose gives pain a reason. And I love that. Purpose gives pain a reason. Number two, develop a morning routine. I really like what Kurt talked about with his morning routine, where it's like, hey, if I follow through with this, it's going to be a great day. I know I'm going to be successful. But also on the flip side, if I, don't do my morning routine, if I'm not following through with that, it's very hard for me to get a workout in the evening time. So all of you guys should focus on a morning routine, something that helps you. And it doesn't have to be backflips and burpees, doing anything crazy. Do something that, once again, is in alignment with your goals. It's helping you become stronger mentally and also physically, whether it's prayer, journaling, reading, a quick workout. This builds structure and discipline from the moment you wake up. And also, you're building up wins from right in the get-go, morning on. It's just like you're building up these wins. That's going to lead to a lot more, I like to say, motivation and fuel to the fire as you progress and throughout the course of the day. Number three, embrace discomfort. And a lot of you guys in sparrings, this is the whole purpose of that group right here, is to step outside of our comfort zone. And in order to do so, right, and to step outside of our comfort zone, we're doing what? We're purposely doing that, and we're purposely embracing discomfort. So that way, when life actually throws us challenges, hey, we're already mentally prepared because we're constantly putting ourselves through the training. So think about it as like, it's great to hit the heavy bag. It's great to, hit the focus mitts if you're boxing. But if you never actually step in the ring and sparring, it's like two separate things. So sometimes it's like, hey, we have to have the courage to step away from our comfort zone and to embrace that discomfort, hop in that arena. So that way, hey, if we're ever walking down the streets of East Cleveland or whatever the case may be, we're already prepared. We know how to fight because we've already put ourselves in the ring. We took some bruises, we took some losses, but most importantly, we learned those lessons. So that way, when we actually need it the most, when we're walking the streets of East Cleveland on a, dark, night, whatever the case may be, and we got to protect our family, hey, we're ready to go, right? We put ourselves through that by embracing discomfort. And it says here, push through the workouts you don't want to do. Say no to the cravings when it's hard. Discomfort is the gym for your mind. And I truly, truly believe that. Number four, practice delayed gratification. Learn to say not now instead of no. Telling yourself that you can have it later builds mental control without feeling deprived. I like that. I mean, that's a really good one. And I like to give a huge shout out to my 6-year-old son. I don't know where he gets this from. It's definitely not me, but he is the only person that I know that can literally go to the store, will buy him like a candy bar or something like that, and he will eat half of it and he will save the other half for the next day. He does not get that from me for sure. And I don't know where he gets that from, but it's once again, he's doing that at 6 years old, right? Practicing delayed gratification, knowing that, okay, hey, I got this. I don't need to splurge. I don't need to consume all of it. I can have a little bit now, focus on that control, right? Self-control, that's a big part of it. And just, hey, I'm going to have it later. So I think we all need to focus on that because it's going to help us all on our fat loss journey. And just once again, being mentally stronger. Number five, surround yourself with winners. You guys heard me say this time and time again, right? The people that you surround yourself with, your environment, that's who you're going to become. So if you're surrounding yourself with winners, you're going to become a winner. If you surround yourself with losers, you're going to become a loser. Just like what Les Brown said, birds of a feather flock together. Jim Rome said, you become the sum of the 5 people that you surround yourself with the most. So your environment shapes your mindset. Hanging around people who push you to grow, not those who tempt you to quit. And just, we'll use Santo, for example, okay? Santo, he's the owner of a ice cream shop, okay? Now let's say Santo wanted to start an ice cream shop, but he didn't know anything about starting an ice cream shop or anything about the flavors or products or anything like that. Let's just say Santo decided to join a business coaching program. And every single day, he sat in a room with other business owners that also had thriving ice cream shops. And every single day, he was talking with these people. And sometimes he wasn't even talking. He was just a fly on the wall, just listening in on the conversation, and maybe sometimes he was asking questions. After 30, 60, 90 days, leaving that, guess what? Just from him being around those people, he's going to have way more knowledge, way more awareness on how to create and start a thriving, successful ice cream shop because he was around those people. He got to learn the lessons from that perspective, right? People that have already been through that journey, they're able to give him tips, they're able to give him tricks to help him as he's progressing now and starting off. Okay. So that's why it's so important to, once again, guys, be involved with the community that's going to support you, but also it's going to challenge you. Number 6, track progress daily. Okay. I want to talk about this because I don't want somebody listening in on either Spotify or watching this on YouTube and start tracking their, weights, the number on the scale every single day. That's not what it means here by track your progress daily. Okay. So it says here, even small wins count, like drinking more water, walking an extra 1,000 steps. Tracking progress keeps your mindset focused on momentum, not perfection. So when it comes to tracking your progress daily, guys, this is all about your macros. This is all about your workouts. This is all about your habits. Okay. Your body stats, reframe to that once again, just once a week. Okay. Fat loss is not linear. And if you guys really want to see that, step on the scale every single day. You'll see, numbers go up, numbers go down dramatically. And it's can become very stressful, like an emotional roller coaster, because you wake up, you step on the scale, and now it's like, oh, if you had a good weigh-in, great, you're in a good mood. If you had a bad weigh-in, oh man, like now you're going to be in a, negative Nancy type of mentality for the rest of the day. That's not fair to your coworkers. That's not fair to your family. And the reality is, like, it could be some water retention because you had some extra sodium the previous day, or maybe you had a few drinks and that's making you bloat and hold some water. So that's why, once again, you never want to get too obsessed with the specifics on the numbers, especially with the weight loss and fat loss. Number 7, talk to yourself, not listen. Pay close attention to this one, guys. Your inner voice will lie to you. I'm going to repeat that one more time. Your inner voice will lie to you. Instead of listening to the doubt, speak true to yourselves. Speak true to yourself and say, I've done hard things before. I can do this. And you guys know the story. We all have the good wolf. We all have the bad wolf. And the one that wins is the one that you guys feed the most. And that's why it's so important to work on your mindset, doing different practices that help you, like affirmations, for example, and knowing that, hey, when you're getting the negativity, when you're getting the lies, right, the doubt, the fear, all that stuff, right, they just want you to just go back to your old ways. You have to have the courage to speak truth. You have to have the courage, right, to listen to, once again, your heart and not your head. And say those things like, hey, I can do this. I've done this before. This is just a little bump in the road. I can overcome this. And this is why one of the habits on the app, guys, of writing out your daily wins, this is so, once again, you can build more momentum and build more confidence. Now, number 8, don't run from failure. Instead, learn from it. Every slip up is a lesson. Reflect on what happened, adjust, and come back stronger. That's real mental toughness. And I like to always use my MMA boxing career as a great analogy for this one. I didn't win every single fight, and I'm really happy I didn't win every single fight, because I feel like if I did, I would have such a huge ego, such a big, pride, such a big head. And some of the fights that I actually lost and got my butt kicked, it humbled me so much, but it also made me hungry for change, because I realized, hey, I'm not going to give up. Let's get right back, right? Brush off the dust and just get right back in that ring one more time. Okay. Number 9, practice gratitude. Being thankful shifts your focus from what's missing to what's working. Gratitude keeps you grounded and mentally positive. And honestly, we always talk about this, guys, is like, think about that 2.0 version of yourself that you're trying to become. So what would be their attitude, right? Most of the time, they're going to be in this attitude of gratitude. They already got the body, they already have the confidence, they already have the health. They're continuing to work on themselves. It's not like they stopped, It's like, no, they're continuing to track everything because that's what got them the results in the first place. But think about how happy they are, probably. They're just at peace. They're calm. They have gratitude because, hey, I'm here. I went through all those hardships and I'm very thankful for right now. So if you guys can embody that today, because, it's very easy for us to say, yeah, but Joe, we're not there yet. But the reality is, like, aren't you grateful for where you are today? Because I'm pretty sure where you are today is probably better than where you were the last 6 months. Maybe it's better than where you were last year. Maybe it's better than where you were 5 years ago. So if you can be grateful for that, it helps you, once again, stay focused, right? And keeping you grounded and more mentally positive. Number 10, stay connected to a bigger mission. When your goals are connected to your faith, your family, your legacy, you become unstoppable. A strong why powers a strong mind. And once again, that's the rolling theme with all this, okay? So to finish this up, guys, I asked ChatGPT, I said, now with that being said, what would be the 10 best pieces of advice to share with somebody on their fat loss journey? I'm just going to blitz through this real quick, okay? Number one, be patient. Fat loss takes time. This isn't a sprint, it's a lifelong transformation. The scale won't always move, but if you stay consistent, your body and your mind will. Number two, don't chase motivation. Instead, build discipline. You won't feel like working out every day or eating clean. Show up anyways, though. Discipline is doing it even when you don't want to. Number three, focus on your habits, not just the results. Okay. And that's what it boils down to, guys. Your habits is what's going to lead to your success. So, tracking your macros, getting plenty of steps in, staying hydrated, sleeping well. These daily habits are what drive fat loss, not just the one big perfect day. Number four, progress isn't always physical. And I want you guys to really think about this, okay? Celebrate mental wins like saying no to fast food, finishing a tough workout, or showing up when you're just tired. You know, those are victories, guys. And that's why it's so important on our daily wins habit, that we're posting inside the community group, is sharing some of those wins. Hey, I didn't feel like showing up today, but I did anyways. Number five, one bad day doesn't ruin everything. What you do consistently matters more than what you do occasionally. Get back on track right away. No guilt, no shame. Number six, your mind will quit before your body. When it gets hard, don't listen to the voice that says, give up, push through. You're stronger than you think. Seven, your body, fuel your body, don't starve it. So I say this all the time, food equals fuel. So eat to nourish, not to punish. Starving yourself slows down your metabolism and burns out your willpower. Fat loss is not about eating less, it's about eating smarter. Number eight, lift weights. Don't just do cardio. Building muscle boosts your metabolism, shapes your body, and keeps the fat off long term. Strength training is your best friend. Number nine, surround yourself with support. Accountability speeds up progress, whether it's a coach, community, or partner. Don't do this alone. You need other people in your corner. And lastly, number 10, never quit on yourself. Even if you fall off for a week, for a month, don't quit. The only way you truly fail is if you just stop trying altogether.